Hello and welcome, everybody. So today we're going to talk about 10 reasons why you should not build a soundproof studio. If you're on the fence or if you're wondering if you should or should not build a soundproof studio, then this video is for you. If you think you're ready to go ahead and start building a soundproof studio, this video is still for you because I'm sure there's some things you haven't quite thought about that could make you waste tens of thousands of dollars, waste hundreds of hours of your time, and potentially end up in a terrible situation. So I want to save you from that complete failure by listing out 10 common things that people will go into a soundproof studio build with and not realize they're doing something wrong. Before we jump in, I also have a resource to help you from making those mistakes. This is my soundproofing workshop. It's 45 minutes of in-depth teaching explaining to you exactly how to design and build your soundproof studio. So if you want to take a deep dive and stop all the endless researching, then definitely check out that workshop. It's at soundproofyourstudio.com. That is soundproofyourstudio.com. All right, enough said. Let's jump into the video. All right, number 10, you don't own your own property. Soundproofing requires intense amounts of construction, and therefore you definitely want to own your house, apartment, or garage, whatever you're building it in, before you start building your studio. Building the studio will also help with building equity in the house if you do it right, so certainly consider that and don't build a studio in a rental. Number 9, you are still confused about the difference between soundproofing and acoustic treatment. Soundproofing is the method of building walls, doors, windows, floors, and ceilings that do not let sound in. Acoustic treatment is what you do once the studio is already built and you set up acoustic panels that reduce reflections in your room. Number 8, you don't have a budget and have no idea how much this is going to cost. Before you go into building your soundproof studio, you definitely need to have a budget in mind, or else you're just going to end up spending endless amounts of money and you'll never be able to rope in the project. I will say I do have a resource that I'll put below here in this video that is my free soundproofing budget calculator. If you want to create your own budget and figure out how to do that, this is a great starting place. Again, you can go to that at soundproofyourstudio.com/calculator. Number 7, you have researched endlessly, but you still are not sure that you're completely ready to build a studio. Maybe you have a few hangups. How are you going to do the HVAC system? How are you going to put in the ventilation system? Are you sure you pick the best soundproof wall design? What about the best soundproof door design? If you're not fully committed to your design and are perfectly certain that it's going to work, then you are not ready to build a soundproof studio. Number 6, you think that building a soundproof wall will make your room soundproof. A lot of times people have a wall that is connected to another part of their house or where the noisy neighbor is, and they think that simply building one really heavy soundproof wall will make their entire room soundproof. Nothing is farther from the truth. You need to soundproof every aspect of your room in order for it to be completely sound isolated. The reason is it's like a fishbowl. If you put one little hole in your fishbowl, all the water will leak out. Soundproofing is the same way. If you leave one tiny little hole, all the sound will escape from your room and all the sound from the outside will come in. Number 5, you haven't thought about the team of people who are going to help you build and design your soundproof studio. What you need to do is make sure that you have a contractor you know, like, and trust. You want to make sure you have an HVAC specialist if you need to install complicated HVAC systems. You need to have an electrician that you know, like, and trust that can help you install subpanels, high-powered electrical, and install all of the main electrical boxes for your studio. If you don't have those people in place at a minimum, then you are not ready to soundproof your studio. Number 4, you don't have a plan for how to acoustically treat your home studio. It's one thing to soundproof your studio and build this beautifully sound airtight room that doesn't let in sound or let out any sound from inside. But if you don't acoustically treat it, you're going to have an echo chamber. It's going to sound like a church and it's going to sound terrible. So what you need to do is acoustically treat it. If you don't have a plan of exactly how to acoustically treat your room, then you are not ready to commit to soundproofing your studio. Number 3, you don't want to install ventilation. You think that not having air circulation in your room is not a big deal, and you could not be farther from the truth. When you build a soundproof studio correctly, you're going to have an airtight room, and there will be a buildup of CO2, exhalation from people in the room breathing out. This buildup of CO2 will eventually lead to headaches, fatigue, and could potentially lead to more serious health problems if you stayed in there for long enough. To fix this, you must have a fresh air intake and outtake system installed in your room. If you don't know how to do that, then I would not start on building your soundproof studio just yet. Number 2. You are overwhelmed with researching. You've gone down every single YouTube rabbit hole on the internet. You've watched videos like mine. You've read blogs. You've read books, and you just are overwhelmed and cannot figure out which is the right choice for your design. And you see a lot of contradictory things on the internet. If this is you, then you need to solidify a plan and stick with it, and you are not ready to build your soundproof studio. Number 1, the main reason you're not ready to build your soundproof studio is that you want to cut corners and save money and time. There is no cutting corners with this. It is an all or nothing endeavor, so you want to make sure that you have a full design and plan and you are ready to commit to it. If you decide while you're building that you want to save time by like cutting out drywall, not putting in a soundproof door, not getting the right type of glass for your windows, you will regret it later and you will have wasted tens of thousands of dollars. All right, I hope this video was a wake-up call or maybe an emergency call for some of you out there who are thinking about building a studio and may not feel quite ready. I am here to help you. Let me tell you that my soundproof workshop at soundproofyourstudio.com will definitely help you solidify your design and get ready for your build. So if you're ready to take that next step and stop wasting time and get ready to build your soundproof studio, then sign up for that workshop at soundproofyourstudio.com. Thanks so much for watching. Leave questions and comments below, and I will see you next Monday, same time, same place. Have a great week, everybody.